Hello friends! Welcome back to my channel. It's Quinn Boulay, and today I'm sharing with you the biggest request I get for a video from my followers on Instagram. If you haven't been to my Instagram, it is mindful_hookup. So this video is a look at how I actually make one of my magic morning spreads. And if you're not familiar what my magic morning routine is and you want to know more about that, go ahead and check out my other videos and it will explain all about that process to you. And also, all the supplies I used in today's journal can be found down below in the video's description because I know you guys are always asking me that. So while you watch me create this today, I'm going to take some time to talk to you about the creative process and how to open that up in yourself. If you have seen any of my other notebooks, one of the things I always talk about before I begin a notebook is I'll typically gather together all the pieces that inspire me. So I'll grab my washi tape and stamps and stickers and things like that. But in this, I actually don't do that. And I don't do it for a specific reason. So when I begin this process, the only thing that I have is a piece of paper, which you can slightly see in the video off to the side. And on that piece of paper is just my scribbles that I wrote down during my actual magic morning routine. And so the reason that I don't do that for this is that this is a practice for me. It's a practice for me of shutting off that analytical and judging part of my brain and getting into a flow state. And so that means for me not having a plan. That means just beginning the spread and not knowing where it's going. And having a trust and faith in that process. And beginning to grow that in myself. So at first, your brain wants to say no to this. Your brain loves certainty. It wants to know what the destination and how it's going to turn out. And it also has a ton of what ifs. What if this looks like crap and I don't like it? And the problem with that thinking is that it doesn't go with creativity. And so doing this process that you see for me where I just kind of go with whatever flows is a way of strengthening that creativity muscle. And I totally understand that it's hard. And that's why this practice is so important. And as you do it more and more, you will learn to tap into that part of your brain, that part that I like to call the unlimited possibilities brain, where you are able to see things in a more flowing way without that critical part of your brain always butting in. Because there's also a lot of people that will say to me, I'm just not artistic or creative, and I just don't think that that's true. Yes, some people have this innate ability to tap into that part of themselves easier, but it doesn't mean it's not something you can learn. And even if you are creative, doesn't mean you can't strengthen it or open yourself up to it more. So I really encourage you to keep going, even when you think your journal looks like crap, or your art looks like crap, or whatever you're creating looks like crap. Forget the destination and enjoy the process, and you will be amazed at the progress you make and the beautiful art that will start pouring out of you. And don't think that I haven't been there, because I've totally been there. I have hated things I've created so many times, but I keep going because I'm dedicated to opening up that part of myself. And something I've learned from opening that part of myself, that part of my brain, is that I begin to see it reflected in different areas of my life. So for instance, you might find that at work you become a better problem solver. You may find that when you're friends with friends and family, that you're much more loving and open and free and not as judgmental. And on it really goes. So I hope you can see that this process can help create magical art, but also extend into a magical life. I think you really have to think of it as a muscle. So if you want to get strong muscles, you've got to go to the gym every day and you've got to lift weights. But over time, you start to notice you can lift heavier and you can lift longer. And that's really the same thing that you're doing inside your brain. Each time you practice allowing yourself to just go with whatever comes, it gets stronger and stronger. And you are literally building neural pathways in your brain that go to where that creativity center lives. And once you build that muscle, you're going to notice something even more amazing happen than just being creative. You are going to open yourself up to inspiration. And inspiration for me is like the greatest feeling in the world. And I feel like it's an awesome feeling because it comes from somewhere beyond me. It's not like you can open up my brain and go in there and be like, hey, there's where that inspired idea came from. To me, having an inspired idea come to me is like being in an open, direct flow with the source or the universe or God or whatever you want to call it. And you're in this like complete state. And once you are able to get your mind into the creative zone, you begin to become more and more open, and you'll just notice inspiration continuously coming to you, not just in art, but in life. You'll notice like you might get an inspired business idea, and you just all around in your life can begin to see how this amazing journey into building creativity can lead to so many fantastic changes. And I know it might seem funny to say, but there's actually inspiration can be kind of scary for some people. And the reason that they find it scary is because there's a lot of uncertainty in inspiration. You get this idea, but you don't know where it's going to lead. You don't know if it's going to pan out. So it becomes really this process of learning to trust yourself and trust the universe and know that it has your back. And again, not giving way to the negative thoughts in your life. Because I really do know people who struggle with inspiration and passion because it's kind of uncontrollable. But it's uncontrollable in a good way. So really, I can't stress enough how much I encourage you to find, whether it's a process like mine or another process where you can learn to build that trust with yourself and with the universe so that you can express all that beauty and stuff inside of you and share it with all of us. Because I promise you, if you do find a way to shut out that negative voice, and don't get me wrong, there's definitely a time when you need that analytical side for things, but if you can also find a way to open up that creative side, I promise you that the unlimited things you can do will amaze you. There is no end to what you can do. I mean, every single thing in this world, every single thing began with creativity and inspiration. And I'm often amazed daily when I look around by the incredibleness of this universe and the beautiful, brilliant minds that came up with all these things. It all started there. None of it started outside of themselves. All of it started in this place. And to me, it can't be wrong, especially if that place comes from a place of love. And nothing can ever be wrong if you start there. Well, my friends, thank you so much for watching, and I send each and every one of you lots of love, And if you want to see more of my Magic Morning Journal pages, make sure you hop on over to my Instagram account, mindful_hookup. And please, if you feel the love here, like this video and subscribe to my channel and drop me a comment below about what else you'd like to see.